continue to destabilize the national economic gains. This can only be minimized through enhanced preparedness and response. As the Kenyan Police Service, we are responsible for the safety and security of Kenyans. And this includes saving lives and minimizing the destruction of property when disaster occurs. The Polish government, through the Polish Center for International Aid, popularly known as the PCPM, has been collaborating with the Kenya Police Service, the National Disaster Management Unit, NDMU, since 2022. This collaboration in capacity building has seen the Kenya Police Service benefit in training of 20 urban search and rescue officers and the provision of assorted USAR equipments in 2025 and also in this year. This was clearly witnessed in January this year during the South Sea building collapse, when the skills gained were promptly put in use and led to early recovery of the two bodies. The National Disaster Management Unit is looking forward to International Search Rescue Advisory Group, INSCA, light team classification, and we hope PCM will be able to support this initiative through further specialized training and equipment. An appreciation to the Polish government, the PCPM, and the two county governments whom we have trained together.
This team was able to do was indeed amazing, and I've seen them scaling greater heights. Each incident that comes by, we've been able to witness their extreme professionalism and skills levels. You can tell that these are ladies and gentlemen that have been cut from a different cloth, and not just gentlemen. And we must appreciate the fact that ladies, ama namna gani, are part of this team. So we must really, really salute you for making this an inclusive exercise where you are spreading these skills across board. I must really appreciate that every time I see them, there's a difference even in their own personal characteristics, even their leadership styles. In Nairobi County, you have about 300 firefighters, but you can tell that the USA team is cut from a different cloth by the way they carry themselves, the way they communicate, the way they lead the others, the way they inspire the others. So it gives us great pleasure as a Nairobi County to have the honor of partnering with Kiambu County, because when these two counties, each of them coughs, the other gets a call, isn't it?
Urban search and rescue team that has been established in recent months in the Nairobi metropolitan area, comprising of the firefighters from Nairobi and Kiambu, is the first such a rescue team between Algeria and South Africa. No other country in Africa has such means of rescuing people under the rubble. This is a unique achievement of Kenyan rescuers, of Kenyan institutions, of the government of Kenya, with our humble support and the funding support of the Polish government, because this is the capacity that will be shining light not only on the improved rescue capacity here in Kenya, but I'm pretty sure that all the other countries around Kenya will start looking. If you may recall, in October 2024, there was a very big building collapse in Dar es Salaam. Nobody was rescued because there was no capacity to do it. Such building disasters do happen in other countries in Africa. Those countries don't have such capacities as Kenya now has. And this is why we are launching this event, this partnership, because this is the partnership between the central government, between the county governments, and us as development partners. Secondly, This is a partnership also that involves the county governments. I really wanted to appreciate the support and a very strong partnership we have had with the county government of Kiambu. This training school that has been built here in 2018 has been built in collaboration with the county government of Kiambu. This is their land. This is the Kiambu town fire station just to the left of us. This school has served over 60% of Kenya's firefighters to help them start from the training, from the basic fire brigade training to what is now a pinnacle, the highest level of the fire brigade training there could be. Ladies and gentlemen, the focus of Polish aid support implemented through PCPM in Kenya in the last 10 years was to train the fire brigades. And instead of us, doing the trainings in all the 47 counties, nobody has the funding and the capacity to do it. This center was created to bring the firefighters from all over the country to train here based on the curriculum that was not there. It was created thanks to the Polish aid support and accredited and then implemented in the school. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the pinnacle of the fire brigade services in Kenya.
Never used to experience things like flooding and so on. You find that those ones are happening. However, I would wish to note one key thing. I'm a civil and structural engineer, our chief guest. And during the first presentation that we got there, we were told that maybe some of these challenges that are happening, especially with regard to collapse of buildings, is due to result of incompetency. I would wish to state that the challenge with regard to these constructions is not lack of engineers. We have enough engineers that have been trained and certified, but the challenge that we have is that sometimes people want cheap things. And someone will not want to come for a professional engineer because I will charge him a few shillings for the approval of undrawing. Eh? So somebody decides to do for what we do. I know someone who is cheaper. So someone who will just go and get an artisan who can just replicate a plan from another building, and then you will not look for a structural engineer to do supervision of that construction or an architect. The relevant professionals required in that area, someone decides to do a cheaper one, and cheap is expensive. In the long run, you find that there are so many structures that are coming up without the requisite professionals being involved in that construction, and that ends up to disasters.
I'm honored to speak before you today on this historic milestone. For the last 2 years, we arrived here as individuals from different organizations, that is Nairobi County, Kiambu, and DMU. But I can assure you today, as we sit there, we sit as one solid unit from the Urban Search and Rescue Team, Kenya. We have lifted, we have cut, we have showed, and we have searched people when they are said to be missing. We have learned to hear the faintest call for help under the concrete rubble when buildings collapse. To our leaders, our donors, your support for this training made this possible. And today, we are finding that our mission, we are ready to serve. Indeed, we are ready to serve Kenya. When the sirens will sound, when the buildings will fall, when the families will wait for news in the TV, as rescuers, we will go. We will go with skills. We will go with courage. We will go with knowledge that you believed in us before the disaster strike. We don't hope for strategies. Actually, as rescuers, we don't love strategies. Some of us have suffered deep depression back then in our missions, so we don't love them. But if it comes, as I said before, we will be ready to do our mandate.
XYZ.